Fortnite, Epic Games is having a huge lawsuit, and I don't really know much about it. I started to watch this, and I'm like, you know what? I make Fortnite videos. I count myself as a Fortnite content creator, and I want you guys to see this with me. So go check out this guy's channel too, Pineapple LW. This dude is putting out some really good information right here. And I wouldn't know about this, and I wouldn't know about the in-depth details unless this guy Pineapple LW had put this video together. 7 minutes and 24 seconds. Let's get into it.
Fortnite is in trouble. The FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, has ordered Fortnite and Epic Games to pay $520 million because they've been deceptive to their customers. What does that mean? Let's get right into it. So in the US, there is an act called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and what it does is protect children who are under the age of 13 from online websites and games, in this case, that collect data and could potentially be harmful to them. And based on that act, the FTC is accusing Fortnite and Epic Games of being deceptive and taking advantage of young children on Fortnite. Now, this may sound a little familiar because only recently we were talking about how Fortnite is
Wow.
adding cabined accounts for children under the age of 13, and this is related to that. The FTC basically has two complaints for Epic Games and Fortnite. Number one is the privacy of Fortnite players, and number two is how Epic gets these players to purchase in-game goods like skins, dances, wraps, whatever. And by the way, these are record-breaking numbers. Like, no company in the FTC's history has ever had to pay this much in penalty and refunds. So stay tuned for how that breaks down. So in terms of privacy, the FTC is saying that Fortnite has not done nearly enough to protect the children's privacy or keep it intact while they're playing the game. And one of the examples that they quote is Fortnite's default voice chat settings. Before, from 2017 all the way up till very recently, Fortnite voice chat settings were on by default, and people didn't even have the option to turn it off for a very long time. And the FTC is reporting that even when they did get the option, Fortnite made it very difficult for players to turn it off. For whatever reason, obviously Fortnite is not part of this article. They never had like a full dialogue with the actual commission. They just accepted it. Now the FTC is saying that Fortnite's role in matching children and teenagers with strangers online and then forcing them to communicate with voice chat has led to a lot of harassment, sexual harassment, bullying, and a lot of other harmful things that teens and children, especially under the age of 13, should not be going through when they're playing Fortnite.
That's interesting because PlayStation got rid of the PlayStation communities because of an incident that happened. I don't know. There was incidents, I assume, but maybe one major that was just the final straw. But PlayStation communities, they took that away a couple years ago, and that was like a main place where everybody for any game, Rocket League, Fortnite, uh, Planet Side, Call of Duty, any game, you'd go on to PlayStation communities, you'd make a post, you could even make your own community, and then like you'd find a squad, and then you'd all get in a party and start, with your mics. But like these days, it's hard to find squads. It's hard to find people to play with. It's hard to find anybody that talks in a lobby when you join up. And what this guy's saying here kind of makes sense because, in the past couple of years, I've been like, why is nobody talking? It's not like the old days when everybody was talking. You always hear people talking, and you know what? And but like, I guess they're locking down because bullying and, like he said, harassment and all other types. I mean, I'm a grown man, so like I don't get into those situations, but it's just I guess there is younger generations out there, and maybe they do bully and harass and do that. I mean, it's weird. It's to me it's weird to think about because you might rage in games, or you might get mad or whatever, but like bullying and harassing to the point of like I don't know, everybody talks shit, but I mean, like, bullying and harassing, those are like he said sexual harassment, like that's different. That's like a whole like dark side of gaming. You know what I mean? Like,
Fortnite, or any game for that matter. The FTC reports that children and teens have been bullied, threatened, harassed, and exposed to dangerous and psychologically traumatizing issues such as suicide while on Fortnite. And that is a big reason why the cabined accounts are coming in. Remember when I was talking about how they're not going
and that right there, he said the suicide, that right there I mean, that is one of the situations that I heard why they took away PlayStation communities because of something like bullying, harassment that led to suicide, which is very unfortunate because gaming is a place to exercise your mind, exercise your personality, you know, team up, exercise your people skills, working together. It's not a place to hop on and start bullying and start, like I mean everybody talks shit, but like there's a line and you want to stay above this line. You don't want to go below this line because you will regret it one day if you do.
Gonna give you the option to turn on voice chat. This is why. This is why Fortnite was trying to fix it. Now, coming to the second point, the FCC calls this illegal dark patterns. And what they're saying is Fortnite uses dark patterns to trick players into making in-game purchases. Now, this is where we get into a bit of a slippery slope because you're saying that Fortnite is tricking its players into making purchases. Well, Fortnite is a company, it's a corporation, I would say, and its job is to create money, generate wealth, especially with a free game. The main wealth generation method is definitely in-game purchases, which is skins, and which is why Fortnite skins are so huge, and dances and emotes. The FTC says that Fortnite's button layout is counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing, and it makes people make unwanted charges based on a single press of a button. For example, players could be charged while attempting to wake up the game from sleep mode. I never even knew what that is. While the game was in a loading screen. What? Or by pressing an adjacent button while attempting to simply preview an item. I've definitely had that. The only thing I can agree with in this paragraph is that Fortnite doesn't actually give you a confirm purchase screen. It's just like you press purchase and it's purchase. Unless they recently changed that, but I'm pretty sure that's still how it is. It's kind of deceptive. It is. It can get very annoying if you like do it multiple times, but like purchase. Unless they recently changed that, but I'm pretty sure that's still how it is. It's kind of this paragraph is that Fortnite doesn't actually give you a confirm purchase screen. It's just like you press purchase and by pressing an adjacent button while a button. For example, players could be charged. Fortnite skins are so huge and dances and emotes. The FTC says that Fortnite's button layout is counterintuitive and the FTC calls this illegal dark patterns. And what they're saying is Fortnite uses dark patterns to trick players into making in-game purchases. Now, this is where we get into a bit of a slippery slope because you're saying that Fortnite is tricking its players into making purchases. Well, Fortnite is a company, it's a corporation, I would say, and its job is to create money, generate wealth, especially with a free game. The main wealth generation method is definitely in-game purchases, which is skins, and which is why Fortnite skins are so huge, and dances and emotes. The FTC says that Fortnite's button layout is counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing, and it makes people make unwanted charges based on a single press of a button. For example, players could be charged while attempting to wake up the game from sleep mode. I never even knew what that is. While the game was in a loading screen. What? Or by pressing an adjacent button while attempting to simply preview an item. I've definitely had that. The only thing I can agree with in this paragraph is that Fortnite doesn't actually give you a confirm purchase screen. It's just like you press purchase and it's purchase. Unless they recently changed that, but I'm pretty sure that's still how it is. It's kind of deceptive. It is. It can get very annoying if you like do it multiple times, but like you learn, right? Like you do it once and you're like, oh, okay, there's a confirm purchase. I should just be.
All right, to my knowledge, like to what that like that I've maybe back in the day and I don't remember, but I don't ever remember being tricked into being purchased or being tricked into like I don't maybe kids, younger folks see that differently, but I don't recall being tricked or I don't recall like I may have been accidentally pressed a button and it purchased one time, but like obviously it doesn't happen so many times and it's not as so consistent and it doesn't trick me to where it's happened so many times and I'm like yeah I'm getting tricked so I'm not really maybe for younger folk but for my brain I mean
Be careful next time. I don't know about this paragraph. Like, I'm not trying to defend Fortnite, but I just, from a neutral point of view, I don't know if this is like a legitimate concern because I'm not trying to like downplay the people who've lost money. It's not Fortnite's job to help you save money. They're trying to make you spend money by being persuasive, I don't think they're exploiting. It says that these tactics led to hundreds of millions of dollars in unauthorized charges for consumers. I don't think that comes down to the company. Unauthorized. What they're saying is that a lot of young children on Fortnite have made purchases from their parents' accounts without their parents knowing.
Yeah. I did actually. I changed my mind. I did spend a couple million on accident. They did trick me. They tricked me. They tricked me. Really badly. They tricked me. They tricked me. Oh shit.
But like, how does that come down to the game? Am I wrong here? How do the kids have access to the account, and if the parents have already made a purchase, and I guess the card information gets saved on the account, maybe the parents should be a little bit more aware of like what's going on in their child's game if they have their account already there. Yeah, like they're saying the
Duh.
same thing here. It's like Epic allowed children to purchase V-Bucks by simply pressing buttons while without requiring any parental or card holder action or consent. To me, this seems like a household situation, doesn't it?
You should have already had the game set up to when you create the game, when you make an account, you should already had it set up to you got to be a certain age. And when you're putting the money on, when you're putting the money in, the parent, if you're really a parent, yeah, like he's about to say, if you're a parent and you put your credit card information into your little kid's game system, and you don't have a lock on it, and that little kid can just purchase, of course they're gonna fucking spend your whole fucking bank account and buy that shit so they can scream at their little friends like that they got 1,000 billion V-Bucks. Of course they are. Every kid dreams of getting their parents' credit card information onto their shit so they can go buy shit. Come on, man. That's just dumb parents.
Like, how is the kid getting your credit card and he's spending it or she's spending it in the game and you have no idea? Or like you do know, but you think she's only spending $5, and then it gets saved and they keep adding up and adding up. You're
Kid
like, oh
spends like
my god, $100.
$5,000.
All right, so the next point is a little bit interesting, and this does paint Fortnite and Epic Games in a bad light. The FTC allegedly claims that Epic locked the accounts, blocked off the access of people and account holders that unauthorized charges. So basically, these guys wrote a letter to Epic Games like, "Hey, we lost a lot of money. Can you please return our money?" And Epic Games allegedly, not claiming
They
anything,
said
allegedly
nope.
shut down those accounts and told them no. And then they say that even when Epic agreed to unlock an account, consumers were warned that they could be banned for life if they disputed any future charges. This seems very authoritarian. What the frick's going on at Epic Games headquarters, man? I don't know if this, like, again, allegedly, I don't know if this is happening, but that sounds very harsh. I hope that's not true. If it is true, then that's very wrong. So in this illegal dark patterns part, that's the only part that I can like stand behind the FTC for. I just feel like the persuading children to spend money in the game, and then children using their parents' credit cards without their permission to spend money in the game, and then the parents getting mad at the game. That part is it's a very slippery slope. It's a gray area, and I don't think, like, I'm not trying to defend Fortnite, but I just feel like that's a little bit harsh. But obviously Fortnite can't really they don't have like a lot of leverage in this situation because they've already been hammered for the Privacy Act. So this is a very interesting situation.
Fortnite, Epic Games probably looked at it like this. They probably were like, all right, we got Fortnite, we're super popular, and it was all cool. It was all cool until the statistic, let's say 100,000 parents. Let's say that's the amount of parents out of, let's say 100,000 parents out of 10 million parents. 100,000 parents we're silly enough. We're not going to say silly enough. We'll say we're ignorant enough, not knowledgeable enough on the game systems they have their children playing on, and putting their bank information into so they can give their kids $5, $10 to purchase whatever they want on Fortnite for that week or the battle pass. So those 100,000 parents disputed to Epic Games, and Epic Games had 100,000 disputes from parents for the accounts of the money spent. Epic Games looks at it like we didn't do anything wrong. We have this system to where this is how you make purchases, and this is how you put in your bank information on PlayStation, and then blah 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 blah. If you don't know the information, if you don't know how it all works, if you don't know to not put on password information for your credit card, don't know to not put on not auto charge or auto pay every month, if you don't know to, if you don't know these things and you're just putting in your information, then you're just kind of being silly as an adult. I'm thinking you're letting get free access to your bank account. Like, I don't know anybody that's gonna do that. I mean, you got to be really ignorant for that shit. So Epic Games looks at it as they got 100,000 disputes from 100,000 ignorant people who got their children a game system to play online with the world and make purchases with their credit card. So that's how Epic Games looked at it. And they're probably like, "Look, we're going to we're not gonna give you your money back. You keep sending us letters." The parents were probably pissed too. I mean, think about it. You get a bunch of money from your, and you're not gonna blame your kid. Your kid spent it, but you're gonna be mad at the game for. So I mean, the parents probably, Epic Games probably got a bunch of backlash and a bunch of bad messages and whatnot. So probably like, listen, we're just gonna ban your account. See you later. You spent your money. And then they're probably like, all right, all right, all right. We're becoming more famous. Fortnite's becoming one of the most popular games in the world. Let's unban these people. But we're gonna tell you after we unban you, if you dispute again, we're banning you for life. Yo, that shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. Hey, bro, that's crazy, man. I mean, they make billions of dollars, so I don't even think they'd be mad about disputes, and they'd kind of be understanding. But I mean, hey, it's a company. The company isn't there to be understanding. They're there to make their fucking product, I guess. Jesus.
And actually, it's already been resolved. Fortnite has obviously agreed to pay. So let me just break down the $520 million that Epic is going to pay. $275 million of that is going to be a penalty for violating the children's privacy law, and $245 million is going to be done in refunds for tricking users into making unwanted charges. 245 million in returns. So how's that gonna work? And of course, after all this has passed, Epic has come out with their own statement, and they just said that we've come to an agreement with the FTC and we're gonna be paying this money. But what does this mean for the future of Fortnite? How is Fortnite gonna change going forward, especially when it comes to younger Fortnite players? And a lot of kids are very confused as to why they can't log into their accounts. And honestly, I see your comments, but I'm genuinely as confused as you are. I don't know much about this, and no one knows much about this because Epic hasn't been very transparent about the situation. But now that the commission and Epic
Not logging in, not being able to log into your account, banned account. I mean, that's, geez. Unless it's like some, I mean, disputing purchases, that's not worth banning for life, dude.
Games have come to an agreement and the government has gotten involved, I'm sure Fortnite will come out with more information. So stay tuned. I'll cover it whenever it comes out, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe if you're new, like the video before you leave, and I'll see you next time.
Alrighty.
Millions find a low-cost health plan.
Whew, that is crazy, man. Let's hop on some Fortnite.